to those who are following us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roberta. Next,
technical things, we didn't hear Fabio, his entrance. If you want, we can make it together again.
We must we're going to Fabio intervention.
Yes.
I will repeat exactly what I have said before. I think it's impossible, but okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we are ready to restart.
Now I'm presenting.
No, okay, please. Okay.
Hello again, Fabio Toledi. Fabio is the project leader and director of the Australian Theatre and also president of Italian Center for ITI.
Okay. I don't take more time. Also, today is the second day of our meeting for the Spanish residency. It's a very important chance for us to share your experience, to share your activities, extraordinary. And also, we are sure that we will continue with work. It's not a final part of the project, but also a new step to share together other activities. And also, we hope that we will start to do something in presence together, like theater, dance, and music need always. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good work for today.
Thank you, Fabio. Now I would like to introduce Roberta Cuarta, actress, teacher, and manager of project of international project like this. Go on, Roberta.
So thank you very much. I'm very happy to be with you again, and thank to the Institute of Dance Alicia Alonso for coordinating this third international artistic residence within the project Genius Loci, supported by the Creative Europe program. The project is promoted by Astragali Teatro Eufonia in partnership with the University of Salento, Department of History, Society and Human Studies, Italy, Teatro Zakynthos from Greece, Constanza State Theatre from Romania, the International Theatre Institute Directorate General, France, and the Institute of Dance, Alicia Alonso from Spain. So 5 countries are working for more than 1 year along this project, in this project. I'm very happy for this second activity of the international residence. Yesterday, we were very impressed by the multidisciplinarity of the work of the Nutcracker that gathered different disciplines, theater, dance, music, involving young artists. The Genius Loci project is exactly going towards this direction, to enhance, to foster the performing arts in Europe, to favor the exchange between different methodologies and different artistic practices. So we are very happy to be here again for this second activity of the third residence of Genius Loci. Thank you very much for your big efforts to make this possible. Thank you very much, in particular, to Gloria Garcia Aramberri, to Luis Lillerena, to Alberto Garcia Castagno, and to Leven Caratas for all the great work, and to all the participants, the teachers and artists involved in it.
It's a pleasure, Roberta. And next, to talk about this artistic residence, I introduce you to Alberto Garcia, president of the Spanish Center for ITI and director of the Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso. Alberto's translator is Luis Llerena, vice president of the Spanish Center for ITI.
Buenos días a todos, bienvenidos y muchas gracias por acompañarnos en la segunda jornada del proyecto de Genius Loci en la Residencia de Madrid.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome everybody. Thanks to being with us in the second residence in Madrid.
Genius Loci es posiblemente, o podemos decirlo así, la continuidad de una serie de proyectos que hemos venido realizando conjuntamente, bueno, bajo la dirección, bajo el liderazgo de Fabio Toledi y la excelente gestión de Roberta Cuarta, cuyo objetivo fundamental es la promoción y difusión del patrimonio, tanto el patrimonio cultural, arquitectónico, de la biosfera, como el patrimonio inmaterial, que es la muestra que estamos presentando hoy a través del Cascanueces.
Well, Genius Loci is the continuation of a few projects we did before with the good work of Fabio Toledi and Roberta Cuarta, who are leading this project related with the heritage of all kinds of heritage and relating performing arts with places, buildings, and even nature.
Es por eso que este proyecto es muy importante. Hemos tenido que reinventarlo, replantearlo, debido a la situación que existe actualmente en todo el mundo. Pero no por eso hemos dejado de tener una experiencia muy valiosa y que nos ha permitido cumplir los objetivos que nos hemos planteado a través de todo este proyecto. Lewis, ¿no se oye?
This project has been very important because we have to reinvent due to the situation generated internationally for the COVID-19, but we did not stop and working in pro of these objectives of this project. At the same time, we have won a lot of experience.
Creo que es una experiencia que nos ha servido para todos, para aprender nuevas formas de hacer, y espero que esta muestra que vamos a presentar hoy y en los días sucesivos sirvan de alguna manera a la promoción del patrimonio cultural.
Well, this experience that we are going continuing today has a we're going to show you new forms of doing the things, and could be in this show, the continuation will be very good for the complement of the objectives.
Muchas gracias por su presencia aquí hoy y esperamos que disfruten de lo que vamos a ver.
Thank you all for your presence here today, and I hope you enjoyed what you are going to see today.
Thank you very much, Alberto. Now, Luis Manuel Llerena Diaz, Vice President of the Spanish Center for ITI and Academic Secretary of the Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso, will share their experience in the context of the project.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if I'm seeing well, but well, hello, everybody. And I would like to stress something very interesting that happened yesterday. We did not see the snowflakes, but we reproduced them before starting this. And it was very glad to see the snowflakes of the Nutcracker finally with the original music that we are sending. And I would like also, like my previous speakers said, to thank all the people and all the partners belonging to this project, because it has been a very hard work but it has been also, like Alberto said right now, a very big experience for all us. And we learned a lot. And most of all, we are dealing with the new technologies and the implementation of performing arts through another channels that are forcing us to know how these things are going to be done. This is also something very important in this project, in this new change of the project. But we think that in this second part of Nutcracker, you will see very well how other types of performing arts, I mean circus arts and Spanish dances, and are integrated in this workshop that we did together to let all the students perform without public, but in streaming. And it was a very big motivation for us in general. Thank you very much and enjoy.
Thank you, Lewis. Next is the turn of Cartorrado, director of the Classical Dance Department of the Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso, and is the artistic director of the Ballet de Cámara de Madrid. Oscar is here to present a communication on some aspect of this version of the Nutcracker.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's a good pleasure to participate with you again. Good morning. Continuing with what I was talking about yesterday, for the first act, 61 people participated in the second act as in the first, although many of them repeat. This second act was more complex because in the entry and the coda participate practically all of them, and I had to do the choreography in a way that looked clean, coherent, and organized so that everyone could enjoy it, starting with the performance. And as I pointed out yesterday, trying to preserve the essence of the original choreography. These parts represent the arrival in the country of the Swedes, beginning of the second act, and the fading of Clara's dreams, final coda, where a very complex structure is created, but at the same time very visual and shocking due to the movement so diverse in terms of styles and colorful costumes. For these parts specifically, we had to do several tests to be able to create them like any other, but with the particularity that we had to follow the COVID protocol, therefore make more groups with the windows wide open in the middle of December to have ventilation in the rooms in one of the coldest winter that I remember in Spain. Furthermore, circus and theater students are not used to following the École de Ballet training with the music score as strict as we usually carry in dance. I hope I have to emphasize, that they were wonderful students, tremendously respectful and disciplined, with which facilitated the assembly and reduced the time to have so cold. Choreographically, almost all the second act is new, except for the flower waltz, the sugar pas de deux, the Russian dance, and the parts of Clara, the Nutcracker, and Drosselmeyer. Spanish dance performed by the student of this discipline, Arabian dance by circus, Chinese for the theater, and Middletons by contemporary. In this second act, you will find one of the most difficult and beautiful parades within the classical ballet repertoire. The Parade of Sugar, brilliantly performed by our ballet students. The connecting link of the whole history was the character of Clara and her beloved Nutcracker, together with the master of ceremonies and tutor Drosselmeyer. This character had to be performed by ballet dancers since it was necessary to master the classical technique and pantomime that this discipline requires to tell the story in a natural and brilliant way. The result in general has been very good, and with the desire to repeat it again, but on the next occasion with an audience. On the other hand, I would like to thank and congratulate all the teachers who intervened in this production and did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oscar. Now we are going to reproduce a part of the ballet related to Oscar Torrado communication, the entrée and coda. Now, I would like to introduce to José García Delgado, professor of the Spanish Dance Department of Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso, and member of the ITI Spanish Center. Hello, José García.
Micrófono.
Please, your audio.
Perdón, disculpas. Hola, buenos días a todos. Muchas gracias. Y bueno, me llamo José Manuel García y soy en este caso el coreógrafo de la danza española del Ballet Cascanueces. Lo primero que quiero destacar es el reto que supuso para mí que me propusieran coreografiar a mi forma y en mi lenguaje dancístico la parte que corresponde a la danza española, ya que tenía que crear algo que estuviera a la altura de un ballet tan emblemático como es Cascanueces y que no desentonara, puesto que este ballet que está creado y pensado específicamente para danza clásica y mi forma de danza es la española.
Hello, my name is Jose Garcia. I am the choreographer for the Spanish dance of the Nutcracker second act. First, I would like to highlight the fact that the challenge that it's supposed to me the proposal of choreographing my own way and in my dancing language, the part that belongs to the scene of the Spanish dance in the Nutcracker, because I had to create something that could be at the high level of this emblematic ballet and which was in accordance with the whole.
Lo único que tenía claro desde un principio era que de las 4 formas de la danza española, ya sea folclore, bolera, flamenco y estilizada, utilizaría el folclore. Y que dentro del amplio y rico patrimonio de danzas tradicionales que atesoramos en la península ibérica, supe que sería una jota. Porque aparte del flamenco, que además ya se interpreta en el primer acto, ¿qué hay más español y más tradicional que una jota bien bailada? En España tenemos la gran fortuna de tener una jota en casi todos y cada uno de los pueblos y ciudades de nuestro país, cada una con su estilo y su forma de bailar diferente, que no tiene nada que ver una con la otra, aun estando una ciudad de la otra a 3 kilómetros de distancia o incluso aún más cerca.
From the beginning, I had one thing clear, that is, that from the 4 forms of Spanish dance, folclore, bolera, flamenco, and stylized, I would use folklore, and that within the wide and rich heritage of traditional dances which we treasure in our country, I knew that it would be a jota, besides the flamenco that was already performed in the first act. What is more traditional and Spanish than a well-danced jota? In Spain, we have the great fortune to have a jota in almost every single town and cities, each one with its own style and way of dancing. And each one, though in near towns, they are unique and have their own characteristics.
Todo apuntaba a que sería una jota aragonesa, que es la más conocida para los alumnos y el público en general. Pero tras darle vueltas y más vueltas, y como mi cometido no deja de ser la docencia, decidí que sería una jota desconocida para ellos, por ser un estilo de los que no se estudian, ya que es imposible aprenderlos todos, debido a la gran variedad que existe, y de esta forma romperíamos la barrera de lo establecido y sería un aprendizaje extra para el alumnado, a la par que fomentaría el interés por la danza tradicional, ya que lo desconocido no se puede valorar y por tanto también aprenderían algo nuevo.
Everything indicated that it would be an Aragonese jota, which is the most known by students and the audiences in general. But after many, many thoughts about the issue, as my first mission is educational, I decided to choreograph around an unknown kind of jota for them, a style which is rarely studied, and in this way we would break the barrier of the established, and it would also be an extra learning for the students, and at the same time it would foster their curiosity and interest in traditional dances, something new to value.
Finalmente, el tipo de jota elegido fue el llamado baile a lo pesado, que es el nombre que recibe esta danza en alguna de las zonas del norte de España, como por ejemplo en Cantabria, Burgos o Asturias, en contraposición a otro ritmo también típico de la zona, tocado por panderetas y que se denomina bailes a lo ligero. La elección fue motivada por la alegría de su música, lo divertido de sus pasos de baile y lo picaresco de sus letras, de sus canciones. Estas danzas se interpretaban y se siguen interpretando en fiestas populares de todo tipo, pero sobre todo en romerías dedicadas a los santos patrones de las ciudades y pueblos de estas zonas de España. Como todas las danzas tradicionales, esta no iba a ser menos. Tiene algo de ritual, y es que en la antigüedad se solía interpretar coincidiendo con los ciclos de la vida del hombre, como sería, por ejemplo, el del paso de niño a adulto, o de los ciclos de la naturaleza, como puede ser para pedir abundantes y buenas cosechas, debido a la atribución mágica que se pensaba tenía su interpretación, aunque hoy en día está más vinculada su ejecución a la fiesta y la diversión de los pueblos y ciudades.
Finally, the type of jota selected is known as baile a lo pesado, more or less dance in a heavy way. And this is the name given to this dance in certain zones in the north of Spain, such as Cantabria, Burgos, or Asturias. In contrast with the other rhythm, also typical of the zones, played with panderetas, tambourines, and is known as bailes a lo ligero, the opposite, dance in a light way. The selection was motivated for the happiness of its music, the amusing of its dance steps, also the picaresque of its songs' lyrics. These dances were performed and still are performed mostly in religious pilgrimages dedicated to the saints and patrons of the cities and towns of these zones of Spain. As all traditional dances, this was not going to be less. It has its ritual background because in the past, they were performed concurring with the vital cycles of life. For example, the transition from childhood to adulthood, or the cycles of nature, praying to have plentiful and good harvests. Today, they are more related to festivities and entertainment than to its ritual activities.
Precisamente es en este aspecto de la diversión fue en el que como coreógrafo me adentraría para crear nuestra danza española, que forma parte del ballet multidisciplinar que nos propusimos crear en nuestro instituto. En origen, estas danzas se interpretaban por parejas formadas por un hombre y una mujer, ya sea de modo individual, danzada por una sola pareja, principalmente a modo de cortejo, puesto que en tiempos pasados y debido a la mentalidad existente, era la forma que tenían de conocerse y acercarse las parejas, o de modo plural, con la participación de un grupo de parejas que danzan todas a la vez, siendo en estas ocasiones a modo de celebración y fiesta, aunque esto no le quita para nada su sentido de cortejo. La forma tradicional de realizar esta danza es que el hombre y la mujer bailan uno frente al otro con los brazos en alto mientras tocan las castañuelas, siendo sus pasos movimientos de pies muy vivos y enérgicos. Pero para esta coreografía me surgía un dilema. ¿Cómo llevar una danza tradicional al escenario manteniendo toda su esencia, pero creando una pieza que cuando se interpretara no recordara a los grupos de danzas tradicionales de los festivales folclóricos? Para esto decidí dos cosas. Primero, que la música debía de ser tradicional, pero con un toque de modernidad, por llamarlo de alguna manera, y busqué en los nuevos grupos de música de raíz que están surgiendo en España y que pertenecen al denominado movimiento neofolk, que está teniendo mucho auge en este momento, porque se está tocando la música tradicional de siempre, pero innovando con nuevas instrumentaciones e incluso haciendo fusiones con músicas de otros lugares, tanto de España como del extranjero.
Precisely, it was on this aspect of entertainment that I would deepen for our Spanish dance of the multidisciplinary Nutcracker we proposed to stage. In origin, these dances are performed in couples. It could be one couple in a courtship manner, a way of couples getting to know each other in past times, or in a plural way, a group of couples as a way of celebrating a festivity or special occasion. The traditional way of doing this dance is that man and woman dance facing each other, with their arms up as they play the castanets. The movements of their feet are very alive and energetic. But for this creation, I faced a dilemma: how to stage a traditional dance, keeping its essence, but creating a piece which is not exactly as the traditional dances which are performed, for example, at specific folkloric festivals. For these issues, I decided two main things. First, that the music should be traditional with a slight modern touch, so I searched for new folk music groups, neo-folk, which do some innovations around the traditional music.
Segundo, que tenía que buscar la forma que los bailarines danzaran de la forma tradicional, pero que no fuera una coreografía de parejas estáticas bailando en el sitio, sino creando una partitura coreográfica que fuera dinámica, atractiva y, lo más importante, que encajara y tuviera sentido dentro del ballet Cascanueces, que, aunque sea multidisciplinar, no deja de ser y contar el mismo cuento de Navidad que si se interpretara solo por un ballet clásico a la usanza tradicional. Para ello, y después de pensarlo mucho y de hacer varias pruebas con los bailarines, creé un juego de movimientos en el que los intérpretes danzaran a la forma tradicional en parejas, uno frente al otro, pero a la misma vez rompía la forma originaria mezclándola con partes de la coreografía en la que bailaran frente al público, desplazándose de un lado hacia el otro para hacer esos dibujos coreográficos de los que hablaba anteriormente. E incluso varié lo que originalmente se hacía en pareja, unos frente a otros, confrontando a grupos completos como si fueran una sola pareja. De esta manera se mantiene la tradición, pero se conjuga con un movimiento escénico y surge una pieza en la que se interpreta tanto al modo tradicional del pueblo como al modo coreográfico que se necesita para este ballet.
Second of all, I had to find a way for the dancers to perform the traditional dance, but not in the way of fixed couples dancing in the same spot all the time, but creating a dynamic choreographic score, coherent in the ballet of the Nutcracker. For that, and after thinking of it thoroughly, I created a play of movements in which the performers dance in the traditional manner, with the couples facing each other, and then breaking up that original composition in different choreographic and spatial designs. Also, two big groups would function as a couple. In this way, tradition remained there, but blended with a stage movement appropriated for these ballets.
En cuanto al tema de los pasos de la pieza, pensé en no hacer movimientos de una sola región, sino utilizar y combinar pasos de diferentes regiones del norte español donde se interpretan los bailes a lo pesado, como hablábamos al principio. De tal modo que para unas partes utilicé pasos que se usan para esta danza en algunas zonas de Cantabria, luego algunos de la zona de Burgos y otros tan castellanos como es el paseo, que es algo común en todas las regiones, creando así lo que a mi entender es una pieza muy rica culturalmente en lo que se refiere a la danza tradicional. Para terminar, ya solo quedaba una cosa, el vestuario, que al tratarse de un ballet donde la protagonista sueña con un mundo de fantasía, este debería de ayudar a ello, y por lo tanto no podría ser una indumentaria tradicional al uso, ya que además surgía una complicación. ¿De qué región vestíamos a los bailarines si la coreografía es una mezcla de danzas de varias comarcas? Porque, como comenté en un principio, la idea es mantener la autenticidad de lo que estábamos bailando, pero creando una coreografía que pudiera servir para el cascanueces, que es lo que prima en el montaje. La elección no fue fácil, sino todo lo contrario, pero al final decidí que para darle el colorido de fantasía que se necesita, utilizaríamos vestidos de colores y con volantes, que es un símbolo de lo más español. Unos de tirantes, otros de manga larga, para dar variedad y diversidad. Y después, a este vestuario le daría un toque folclórico. Este toque se hizo añadiendo complementos de trajes regionales, como pueden ser mantoncillos, pañuelos a la cabeza o dengues, con el que toque de las castañuelas quedaría más claro que lo que se está bailando es una verdadera danza española.
About the theme of these steps of the piece, I thought to use and combine steps from different regions of the northern zone of Spain, where the bailes a lo pesado are performed, as we mentioned before, from zones of Cantabria, Burgos, and other Castilian zones, with the paseo or promenade, which is something common to all regions, creating that way a rich cultural statement. To finish, there was only one thing left, the costumes. Being this ballet one where the principal character is immersed in a fantasy world, the costume should help in this way, so the traditional costume for this dance would not be really appropriate. From which region would we dress the performers if the choreography had dances from different regions? The selection was not easy, all the opposite. Finally, I decided to give it a colorful image to the performance through the costumes with skirt ruffles, adding some details from the traditional costumes, like handkerchiefs in the heads or mantoncillos, a kind of veil or traditional laced scarf, that with the castanets gave the feeling of a true Spanish dance.
Bueno, ya para finalizar, quisiera dar las gracias a todos y en cuanto al tema COVID, comentar que después de haber pasado una cuarentena en casa casi de 3 meses, los alumnos estaban encantados de poder trabajar. Eso sí, manteniendo siempre el protocolo y el tema de las mascarillas fue algo complicado al principio, pero al final se adaptaron bastante bien y gracias a ellos es como se ha podido llevar adelante la danza española. Muchas gracias y les dejo con ella para que la puedan disfrutar.
Many thanks to everybody. And as for the COVID special issues, I have to say that the students were really, really happy to be finally able to perform in this special version of Nutcracker. And they had the challenges of the difficulties from the pandemic time, but they were very disciplined in keeping the measures of security for COVID-19. So I leave you now with the transmission of the Spanish dance of the Nutcracker. Thank you.
Let's enjoy then the Spanish dance of the Nutcracker.
Que tienes más de 1000 reales, si los tienes guárdalos, tus ojos solo los valen y al pasar el río tropecé en la rama, se me ha caído el pañuelo y me lo ha llevado el agua y ahora ya no tengo pañuelo ni nada. Duerme en la blanca flor, entre blancos algodones. Dicen que tienes la fama de robar los corazones y al pasar el río tropecé en la rama. Se me ha caído el pañuelo y me lo ha llevado el agua y ahora ya no tengo pañuelo ni nada. tienen una reina para mí. Anda ve y dile a tu madre que la reina está en Madrid y al pasar el río tropecé en la rama. Se me ha caído el pañuelo y me lo ha llevado el agua y ahora ya no tengo pañuelo ni nada. Ya va la despedida voy dando, esta sí que es despedida, que me despido cantando y al pasar el río tropecé en la rama. Se me ha caído el pañuelo y me lo ha llevado el agua y ahora ya no tengo pañuelo ni nada.
Next, the communication of Jorge Gallego Silva, Director of Circus Arts and Acrobatic Dance Department of Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso. Hello, Jorge.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Soy Jorge Gallego, coordinador del Departamento de Danza Acrobática y Circense y responsable artístico de las actividades de la mención. Voy a hablaros brevemente de la versión circense de la danza árabe que hemos incluido en el segundo acto de nuestro Cascanueces multidisciplinar. Lo primero que quiero decir es que para la propuesta conservamos la música original y también el propio concepto de lo árabe.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jorge Gallego, coordinator of the Circus Arts and Acrobatic Dance Department and artistic responsible of the stage activities of this specialty. I would like to talk to you about the circus version of the Arab dance and the Nutcracker. For our proposal, we maintain the ballet's original music and also the concept of the Arab.
Sin embargo, la pieza que normalmente está destinada a un paso a dos de danza se plantea como un trabajo más grupal en el que establecemos un diálogo acrobático entre dos figuras, una central a través de una funambulista, que es una artista de circo que hace equilibrios en un cable, y otra más complementaria a través de portes y acrodanza de un grupo más amplio.
Nevertheless, the piece, which normally is designed as a dance pas de deux, here we treat it as a work of a group, in which we set up an acrobatic dialogue between two main figures, a central figure through the tightrope walker, a circus artist who balances on the wire, and another complementary figure through the work of the acrobatic group.
La propuesta parte de una idea que tratamos de conservar en toda la pieza, y es la llegada de una troupe árabe que ofrece y regala su danza al personaje de Clara. Esta acción de ofrecimiento y regalo está tan conectado al arte circense como su propia historia. Desde sus orígenes, el circo, en este caso ritual, era un modo de convertir ese cuerpo normal que albergaba el chamán en un cuerpo digno de ofrecimiento al dios. Esa conexión con el destinatario no se pierde nunca durante la historia escénica del circo ni en la posterior sistematización del circo moderno.
The proposal departs from the idea of the arrival of the Arab troupe, which offers its dance to the character of Clara. This action of the offering and the gift is very connected to the circus arts and its history. From its origins, the circus, in this case, ritual circus was a way in turning up the normal body of the shaman in a worldly body of the offerings to the god. That connection with the recipient, first the god and then the audience, is never lost along the whole history of the circus as a performing art, even in its following transition into modern circus.
Podemos decir que en el circo nunca ha existido la cuarta pared, y por esa razón nos parecía interesante trasladar toda esta tradición y convertir la pieza solamente en un regalo a los ojos de nuestros protagonistas, que a su vez regalaban sus ojos al de todos los espectadores.
We could say that in the circus, the fourth wall has never existed, and for that reason, it seemed interesting for us to transfer all that tradition that I am referring to and turn the Arab dance into a gift for our principal characters of the Nutcracker and, at the same time, a gift to the audience.
La complejidad de la pieza alberga la propia complejidad que existe a la hora de poner en escena circo. Nos enfrentamos al problema de montar y desmontar el elemento circense, en este caso el cable de funambulismo, sin que eso supusiera un freno o una pausa a la acción y al tiempo del segundo acto del ballet. Para resolverlo, trabajamos con un telón y con pequeños momentos pactados de aplauso frente al público, que nos permitieran el tiempo necesario para montar y vaciar la escena.
The complexity of the piece contains the same complexity due to the factor staging in a circus. We face concretely the problem of assemble and disassemble the circus wire without engaging the rhythm of the performance in the second act. To solve the problem, we work with a drop and brief movements coordinated with the movements of the applause, which helped us gain time in occupying and disoccupying the stage with that equipment.
Muchas gracias a todos y espero que disfruten de la pieza.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the piece.
Now we are going to reproduce the Arabic dance of the Nutcracker. Now it's time to talk about the experience with another dance of the Nutcracker, the Chinese dance. I can see Carolina Gonzalez, but I suppose Adrian Martinez is going to replace Carolina. Please, Adrian, don't you mind to present yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Adrian Martinez Morales, and first I want to say that I didn't participate in the piece, so I am here just because I received no. Well, I joined this Zoom to watch what it's about, but I can't say anything about the piece because I don't participate in it. Sorry.
Sorry, Adrian. I can see Carolina, and I suppose that you are replacing
No.
her. Okay, well, we have a modification of the schedule. Then I'm going to give way to.
We have our intervene video if you want, Dodi.
Oh, I have now in the schedule. Okay. If you want, reproduce the Carolina's video.
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to say that I'm so happy to be here in this space, common space, to share my experience in this special Nutcracker. Well, when we started our working in this project, for our student, one of most important thing was to be able to share the workspace and the stage with another classroom mates with different performing arts. In the beginning, we faced toward challenge instead of thinking about problems or limits because this pandemic situation. And our group had an advantage because they were 5 people in our team, so it was easier to respect the security measures against COVID-19. We had to tell a story in just 4 minutes. So we need to focus in this time, this little time, to enjoy whole the story of the Nutcracker. First challenge for us for work in theater performing arts with mask, because one of the most important focus of expression in actors is the face. And we need to focus in body expression and not forget, but think about the body expression like our window to the audience. Continue working on the facial expression, despite the mask, because that will have to more connected with the characters even if it was not shown. Second challenge, find a way to tell the story while maintaining a safe distance and not losing part of the story of expression between the characters. Third challenge, overcoming difficulty of words and physical contact, because the actors need to speak sometimes. In this case, eliminate words and physical contact to respect the security measures. This part of the work that the students have been asked to do individually, to create an individual story with the character, enjoying 5 characters and create a story. And it was very create moment to make a story or create a story that motivate the actors. with the whole story of the Nutcracker. The coexistence of several disciplines of performing arts allow us to know each other more, since we coexist in the same learning space and collaborate to create a common work space. I think that is the most important thing for all of performing arts, theater, dance, etc. And I think that one of the challenges from this experience will be to able to continue this work of intersection of the disciplines that coexist in the same training space and that go through the same stage space. And even that from the creative process, they can also have the opportunity to do it each other. So take care and see you soon. Bye.
The previous speaker was Carolina González, creator and teacher of the theater department of Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso. Next, it's time to enjoy the Chinese dance with the performance of project participants and member of the Ballet de Cámara de Madrid, the company of the Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso. Now, I would like to introduce to you Luisa Arias Ramiro, professor of the Contemporary Dance Department of the Instituto Universitario de Danza Alicia Alonso.
Hello, everybody. Everybody listening to me? Yes? Okay. I am delighted to be here with all of you at this event. It is truly inspiring to participate in these days of cultural exchange and strengthening of artistic heritage. A special thanks to the organization of Alicia Alonso Institute in Madrid for their support and commitment to share and show the projects that are being developed within the Institute. These projects empower the talent of upcoming generation of artistic professionals. I am in charge of the dance of Mirlitons in second act of the Nutcracker ballet. I have prepared for the participation of a group of 12 students of third and fourth degree in the specialty of contemporary dance. It has been complicated in the first weeks of restarting the course with the new social behaviors, taking care of the distance, and with all the active protocols, frequent washing hands, no contact at all, etc. These actions have conditioned in the class and the choreography process in the first weeks. until the behaviors were normalized. After more than 6 months without entering the dance studio, the rehearsals process, as in the technical classes, was divided into alternative days every week to the COVID protocols measures. Even so, we were able to build a classroom and base it on the routine, allowing a return to work, trying to overcome the fear and dedicating ourselves to the effective work, the awakening of the body and creativity. Mirliton, according to the Oxford Languages Dictionary, the mirliton, a word of French origin, is a musical instrument resembling a kazoo with a nasal tone produced by a vibrating membrane. The musical version for this occasion was not the original one that we all know as Tchaikovsky's classical score. When I started to work of choreographic composition, I listened again and again to the original classical version of the Nutcracker, and I realized that for the occasion, I needed to find another musical version that could take the group of 12 dancers to a place of greater intensity, drive, and body dynamics. Discussing it with Gloria, the coordinator, she understood perfectly my need and proposed the following musical version for the Nutcracker production. The Nutcracker and the Moonskin in 2009 with jazz, traditional with Tchaikovsky partiture. The People's Liberation Big Band of Kansas City is a musicians collective formed for the purpose of creating and performing new large ensemble jazz music. The musical structure is the main guide for the choreography composition. The scenes begin with a group of people meeting to discuss and solve the problems. Inspired by several references, I wanted to make a special note to Corjo's Table Vert from 1932, which reflected a small criticism of what was happening in the world today. In this way, in a humorous way, the scene becomes a constant divertimento full of group and individual dynamics. In the second act of the original ballet of Hoffmann's fairy tale, Clara enters to a world of dream. In Mirliton's, I wanted to reflect that moment when the music descends and a dancer is lifted and suspended by the group through the space, creating the image of a dream within a dream. The dream is short-lived. Later, the music gains intensity until it reaches a climax, followed by transition of musical genre, of jazz to rock. This part required, according to my vision, a minimalist sense, a minor movement language, and a lighting focused only on the group. And then from this place of concentration to break the atmosphere with the large displacement in space. No passage is styled and one is constantly in action. The change is real. In the final part of the choreography structure, the energy descends again, turning in the final into a Christmas party to which the dancers have been invited. Musically is a return to the main melody, this time lighter and more subtle, far from the first speech, with bells playing in the background. In this way, I wanted to suggest the idea of connectivity, understanding, and comprehension through a group dance, and a message towards the importance of human communication, which implies the need for more accurate and generous communication with less conflict and less selfishness in order to achieve a better and more human world. And to finish, I would like to ending by saying the importance of a constant practice. The practice is very important, not only in terms of the use of the body, but also in psychological terms, focused on self-esteem, confidence, getting moments of escape and moments of connection, feeling inside and a part of a group. I have should to understand the generosity towards colleagues and towards oneself, which can become a stimulating and profitable routine to regain lost energy thanks to the contact, the connection between the dancers, revealing the value of what we had and what and who we lack, and how through dance and its practice all is more bearable. I hope you all enjoy this dance of contemporary Multidons, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks for sharing the experience, Luisa. Now we are going to reproduce part of the ballet related to Luisa's communication, Multidons, and I suppose the introduction to waltzes.
dance.
Thank you, Luisa. Now, I would like to present several recorded interventions of participating artists who share their experiences in this artistic residency.
Hello, I am Nuria Perez and I was part of Multidisciplinary. The experience for me have been incredible. I enjoyed a lot. In this ballet you could see classical ballet and after something new like contemporary or
No se
circus.
oye de nuevo.
I liked much more circus because they did amazing things. I think the audience can appreciate the effort of making new mixes of dances and disciplines. It has been a really new and beautiful experience for me.
Hi, my name is Javier Moniel. I dance the Sugar Plum Padre. I think it was a great idea to have all the multidisciplinary dancers on the stage doing Nutcracker because after all this nightmare, I think it was very important for us to be on the stage and dance all together to feel each other. And I think all people felt like, you know, you born again dancing, and it was like a beautiful thing for us to be on the stage. And for me doing the parade, it was amazing because it's the second time I do this parade with Nuria. And yeah, I felt really, really nice doing this. And I hope you guys like it and see you very soon.
Hi, my name is Camila and I danced the Snow Queen role in the Nutcracker. This Nutcracker was very different because of all the disciplines together. It was wonderful to have different types of dance on stage. In my experience, dancing with the snowflakes in the core was very different and amazing because they were doing such different things since they were contemporary and I was doing Italian for days. So for us as the dancers, we were also like the audience because we were looking at something new. It wasn't just classical. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to share my experience with you all.
How is the experience of dancing in times of pandemic?
I truly believe that the current pandemic situation is being an obstacle in the world of dance, since it is an art based on expression through the use of our bodies and our face. The use of masks has made it difficult. It also influences on breathing, and distance requires separation that we must keep in choreography shows or even in simple classes at university. In my view, I'm a person who finds it challenging to express myself in a common performance. So can you imagine how hard it is for me nowadays? I think, in a way, that it has separated the dancers in terms of space, but it has united us in terms of feeling and passion for dance.
Okay, thank you so much. How was the creative process of all this being?
The truth is that it was very enriching to work in this choreography in my fourth year, having performed it in my first year. It was so funny to work with my classmates, the steps and movements of the choreography. Although it was difficult sometimes in some moments, like the percussion part without music, or the fight against the mice. But it was like so funny. But in general, I think that we were at the level of the rest of the performances of the play The Nutcracker, and it was a very, very nice experience and so rewarding.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I think working that project had two benefits above all. First of all, so to the world that we can make safe culture, and second one, more personal, be back on the stage after lockdown, after all the pandemic situation, like feeling the likes, feeling the applause, the nerves. Now, more particularly as a circus student, I feel grateful with the ISDA for let us participate in in a piece that was born as a ballad one, but now has become a sign of future for me, because future is cooperation, is combine ideas, is combine art, is group work. So I feel that this was such a rewarding experience, and I'm so proud of all the work we made.
Hi, I'm Sandre, and I played the role of the King of Rats in Cascanueces this past winter. For me, it was a lovely experience because I had the opportunity to work with my partners of physical theater, and they were working as a group, and they so easily just had to put me and add me into the composition, into the choreography, and they made things so easily going. I felt very comfortable working with them, and I think that this is a great opportunity to work between itineraries and people like just from circus and from dancing and theater all together in new projects. I hope this is not the first time that we're doing this, because it was so I am so grateful to live this experience.
A ver, estuvo complicado la verdad, porque ya hemos hecho, por lo menos mi curso, el Cascanueces, y supimos lo que es estar en el escenario con un público. Entonces, ahora subirnos al escenario y no ver a nadie, al final te desmotiva un poco.
But like a dancer, as a dancer, you need to find your own motivation to go on and keep going and dance.
Para mí fue un poco un punto de inflexión también por el hecho de sentirnos tan valoradas y valorados en el área de contemporáneo.
That it was very important to be in the Nutcracker, because it's like a very classical ballet. She felt really important to be in the snowflakes.
Pero también yo creo que nosotros supimos hacer un montón de piña también, que fue un lado súper positivo, y saber motivarnos todos entre como grupo para salir adelante y sentirnos pues a gusto en el escenario, que personalmente a mí lo que más me gustó es que con el grupo me sentí súper a gusto.
We together as a group, we supported each other. Like, it doesn't matter, we don't have public, like we are going to do it as best as we can, and yeah, we helped each other out as a group.
Sobre todo en un contexto de pandemia es súper importante tener gente que sabes que aunque está en la misma y quizás no te tire por adelante, sabes que se sostienen entre todos.
In this pandemic context was really important to help each other and find like a breath in the hearts.
We are all in this together.
I felt really really happy and grateful to have the possibility to go on a stage. I was really grateful, like, oh, thank you guys, I can do that again, thank you.
Finally we had the chance to be in a theater, like, we have to, because we're artists and dancers, and at the end is what we are here for.
El tener una cosa que hacer todos los días, obligatoriamente por disciplina y por no fallar a tus compañeros y compañeras, la gente que se dedica a esto, también te hace como distraerte un poco. Pero especialmente en estos momentos que hay personas que lo están pasando especialmente mal, puede ser una vía de escape.
It's like a getaway for the public, although they're not present in the theater, that we have the chance to give to them the distraction of the global context, the pandemic.
Sí, un poco de aprender a
realizarlo de otra forma, a ver los espectáculos y las funciones de una forma diferente a la que no estábamos acostumbrados, y también para nosotros, yo creo que, por lo menos para mí, fue un poco el volver a pisar un escenario. Al final, yo sentí que en la propia representación todos era como que sentíamos que las butacas estaban llenas. Sí. Parecía que estaba todo lleno.
Desde el principio.
Elena just said that it was also a new way of finding out how to perform in the theater. We felt that the seats were all occupied and the theater was full of people.
Yo creo que todos tuvimos que hacer un poco cambio de pensamiento, al menos en mi caso fue así, porque en un inicio el estar en un escenario pero que esté vacío se siente un poco como si fuera un ensayo.
She had to do a change of mindset to feel like there was public in there.
For example, for me, it was a little difficult wear a mask to express and to interpret it.
Entonces como que yo creo que todos aprendimos muchísimo más a expresar con el cuerpo y a, no sé, ¿no? Que no utilizar tanto la cara en la interpretación.
So it was like a way to find maybe a bigger movement or a best way to express with your body.
Me mareaba. I was like this. Even we had the idea to put glitter in it, like we became the mask like our own.
Also the backstage was curious because we were usually to be all together and then people going anywhere, and this time was like, okay, so we don't have to get in contact, so keep in your place and just with your people and your group and so
everyone.
Well guys, I want to thank you for your thoughts, for sharing.
Hi, my name is Visana. I was in the cast of Mirlitones, and this experience was really complicated because it was the first time that we see our friends with the mask and we have to dance with each other with a distance, but at the same time it was really motivated for us because it's really hard to present a big show of ballet or music at this moment because of the pandemic. But thanks to the ISDA and our teacher, we could make this show in the stage. Yeah, at first like we didn't know if it was gonna happen because maybe one day one of us came out with COVID and we had to go home, but it finally came out great and we were able to perform in a stage, which was great.
Yeah, and actually we were really lucky because there wasn't any infection in the whole situation.
Yeah, they told us that we're gonna make this Nutcracker thing with little time. So at first it was like, wow, we have to do this in like so little time.
A month.
Yeah, in 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, it was like 2 months. Yeah. So it was like, wow, how are we gonna manage to move all these students to do one act together, like 120 students more or less. We were from different types of dances by them.
To make it happen, it was like really hard, but I mean, at the end, I think it was worth it.
Yeah. A really great experience. And this is gonna make us be stronger and adapt to other things or other situations. Like I don't know, if you are sad or anything, you can get used to it and get it on stage. Work with that.
It was better for us because we are not like afraid anymore to dance. I mean, because this was like the first performance after the quarantine, the shutdown.
It was strange to not have audience.
It was really awkward, yes. It was a little bit sad because you were dancing, but you weren't dancing like for people in the moment. So we were, it was a little bit sad, but we kept the positive things of experience.
Thank you guys, thank you very much.
Now, I think it's time for the meeting participants to ask any question or express their views about the artistic residence and the result of the project. Please, is anyone want to speak? Please, Roberta.
Okay, I'm very impressed by the complexity of the work. I'm honestly also very touched, especially by the words of the young people, the young artists that were involved in the performance. I think what Luis said, that we are learning new ways in these times to deal with arts, to deal with our way of making arts. And this is true. We are learning to be flexible and to change and to find responses to these dramatic times. This is a great example of it. I was impressed also by the how to combine such different arts: ballet, contemporary dance, circus, theater, music, folk, dances. This is very important to take care of the heritage. And Genius Loci requires an amor loci. That means to take care of the places and to take care of the people, to work in a group, we said. And also Luisa said to empower young people through the arts to overcome fear, to get in contact again with the body. These are very essential issues that arts are called to deal about also in our near future to overcome this situation. Thank you very much again for the huge work that you have made.
Thank you very much, Roberta, for your speak. If anyone else wants to press, please, Luis.
Dodanis, at the end, if nobody wants to speak, I would like to say something, but at the end. If nobody,
okay. Well, anyone else wants to comment something? Well, Luis, go on.
It's very fast what I have to say. I would like to say that we still have 2 more days in which we have to show what we it will be next Saturday, the 10th, and Sunday, 11. But this time it would not be at 11 o'clock. It would be at 6 p.m. 18 o'clock at 6 p.m. Saturday. But we will change. We finished already with the workshop of the Nutcracker, integrated with all the disciplines of the performing arts that we have here in the Institute. But the next day, the first day, the Saturday, will be from Peguerinos. It will be an experience performing surprisingly in a restaurant in a beautiful space that is a nature reservoir. And the other day, the Sunday, probably it will be the most interesting, because we will present the workshops of the students, of the creation of our students, and they will comment. These 4 days that we have been speaking will be the whole